A couple of weeks ago, I was at NCS, which is basically a government-funded Duke of Edinburgh type thing, and the first week was a sort of camping session. Now there are 3 different time slots you can select. I booked my NCS thing in wave 1, so the first time slot. Now whilst the benefit of this was that I could get it out the way, it ended up meaning that our group was sort of the tester group for everyone else, which meant that a lot of things didn't quite go exceptionally. Now don't get me wrong, do I regret going? No. Did I enjoy going? Yes. Would I recommend anyone else go? Of course. But that won't stop me from complaining. So in this video, I'll talk about some of the things I'm not a particular fan of about NCS. Okay, firstly NCS, it's 2022. Why on earth is there still segregation? Now, don't worry, this isn't racial segregation or anything. But seriously, screw the North-South divide, the East-West divide in NCS is shocking. I kid you not, depending on which part of the Midlands you are from, you will receive more or fewer resources. If you are from the East Midlands, you get hula hoops, skipping ropes and footballs. However, if you happen to be from the West Midlands, like myself, you get none of that. And not only do you get none of that, but in many instances, you have to do your activities right next to the people who have all of that. The East Midlands would also get longer free time than us. Probably the worst thing about this is that the East Midlands would receive their breakfast between 45 minutes and an hour before us, and yet we still had to be up and in the marquee at the same time. Why?
Zodiac and palmistry, I Ching and voodoo thing.
And by the way, this isn't subconscious or anything. NCS are well aware this is happening. And do you want to know what their excuse was? Well, NCS is based in the East, so it's easier for them to fund it. What? It's a football, lad. It's not like you bought them jet skis and jetpacks. In that case I could understand. But a bloody hula hoop? Really? Is that why you can't fund?
All that your mind can see will get you back to me.
And why do you even need to buy more in the first place? Just give it to us when you're done with it, you dolt. We do half of our activities at different times anyway. You're not going to notice. And when you do have to do them together, then you can play the finance card.
Physics, biology, chemistry, trigonometry, all that.
Secondly, NCS, learn to clean cutlery. I cannot believe that a government-funded organisation that costs over £1,000 per person sees this as something to struggle with. But they do. Listen, washing a piece of cutlery is very simple. Take the knife, fork or whatever, take a sponge, put soap and water on it, and then rub the cutlery against the sponge until it's clean. Simple. Takes 10 bloody seconds max. And yet if you lot saw the cutlery, my word, the nastiest bit of steel I've ever seen. On about stainless steel. Look at it. It looks cleaner when I was eating with it than when you washed it, you bimbo. Because of this, before I ate, I would literally have to take my water bottle and wash the cutlery with my hands before using anything.
Won't get me back to you.
And to make matters worse, they apparently had a dishwasher. Now I'm going to be honest, right? I don't really know what a dishwasher is. Never used one in my life. All I know is that one can use one of those fairy Tide Pod things to clean them, but nothing apart from that. But the idea that you have a machine which can clean cutlery for you, and yet you still can't clean the cutlery, is ridiculous.
Get out before I kick you out. Cause this dream of tomorrow is what makes.
And my final remark, NCS. Pork is not halal. Again, I cannot believe this is something I'm having to point out, but pork is not halal, nor is it kosher. There was this one guy who on one instance was selling pork and sausages and telling people it's halal. What? No, it's not. What next? Vegan chili con carne? And probably worse still is the fact that the Muslims who were there just ate it. What? Are you... halal pork? Have you heard of halal pork? I've never heard of halal pork. And even if it is a thing, I'm pretty sure it wouldn't look like that. Looks like some bog standard pork if you ask me. Idiots.
Dream of a better place where everything's okay, but this dream of.
And by the way, right as it got to me, the guy finally thought it would make sense to actually confirm if it's halal. Is the pork halal? No. Oh. Right, you've made things well awkward, innit?
Be clever, let it fade away.
Now listen, I don't eat pork. And whilst eating pork isn't as big of a deal for me as it would be for them, surely if you're going to ask a question as daft as, is this pork halal? Surely you would have done it the moment someone asked the first time. And that's the rant over. And if you were to ask anyone else who went on my wave, there is so much more I could have complained about. This is just like the very, very minor details they got wrong. Now again, don't get me wrong. Overall, I did enjoy going and I don't regret going at all. But again, a slot on NCS costs 1,200. You're telling me none of that went into these things here? I'd have no issue paying an additional £10 for better equipment or better washing machine or whatever. But anyway, video is over. See you later.